Hey guys, Dan Butt here. This video is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, well, if you can't tell already, you'll be able to tell soon. This is not live commentary. This is post commentary from the Lawbreakers alpha. I've waited a while to make this video, in large part because I couldn't really clarify my thoughts on the game at the time of the alpha. Since then, I've gone back and I've played some Unreal Tournament, both the old one and the new remake. I've played Toxic, I've played a couple other shooters, I've played some Quake and some Quake 3 Arena, and it's kind of helped put some of my thoughts on Lawbreakers into perspective. But let's talk about what Lawbreakers is real quick. So this is the first game from Boss Key Studios, which is Cliffy B's new studio that he put together after leaving Epic Games. It is a arena-inspired shooter with some very interesting movement mechanics and different classes. Now, a lot of people are going to compare it to Overwatch, Battleborn, Paladins, what have you. That's not a very fair comparison at all. While you do have skills and ultimates in this game, it really is its own entity. It's not really about payload pushing, at least not so far. It's got more traditional modes, such as a capture the flag mode, which is what you're seeing on display here. It's actually a battery mode where you have to go and charge up the battery at a point, and then you have to take it to the generator and you score points that way. So while it is based on abilities in some part, it's really not like the other games. I guess the closest comparison might actually be Overwatch, but I don't think that it's a very close comparison. Now, I'm going to try and show you all the different classes in this game, that were available in this video. So, there was an assassin class who has blades and a shotgun. There was a heavy class, and there was basically a kind of mid-infantry class. And each one has their own HP, each one has a couple different weapons, and most of the weapons have a primary fire and an alternate fire with multiple ways to use them. The other big gimmick of Lawbreakers, as you can see in some of the shots, is that gravity is not really all there in this game. Most of the level that we are playing in, the gravity is normal, but there are sections where gravity just doesn't work, and a lot of the player abilities can be used to traverse these low gravity and no anti-gravity areas in a variety of interesting ways, such as the grappling hook for the assassin. One of the characters has a kind of jetpack that they can use for a quick amount of time. Another one has a leap ability, as well as their rocket launcher, which you can actually fire backwards to use to propel yourself. It's kind of cool. And each character has some other abilities that go along with it. The assassin, for example, has a field that she can throw out that kind of cancels ability use. She has multi-strike combos with her blades that do an absolute ton of damage, but she's a glass cannon. The heavy, as you can imagine, is, well, a heavy. They have a giant rocket launcher and they move extremely slow, but they also take and deal a ton of damage. And you've got your middle-of-the-road character who's got the machine gun and the rocket launcher, good mobility, decent firepower, middle-of-the-road health, kind of your all-round class. Now, we only played on this one map during the alpha, and I appreciate the chance to get to grips with the map, because the action certainly moves at a much more arena shooter style speed than something like Overwatch. It's fast, it's frenetic, it's gory, time to kill is pretty quick. I had a few qualms about it, and we'll get into those in a little while, but let's talk about how it plays and how it looks. The game, it looks gorgeous. It's a great looking game. It runs absolutely fine. I have a pretty beefy system, but from what I read, it ran reasonably well across a large variety of systems, which is to kind of be expected from one of the guys who helped create Unreal Tournament and Gears of War. He knows how to make a game run on multiple systems from Unreal Tournament, so as far as how it feels, the controls are really responsive. It definitely has that arena shooter DNA. You can feel it, feel Cliff Bleszinski's influence in the way that it plays. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with the abilities, like the grappling hook. You can swing around the outside of the level with it over what would normally be an instant death pit. It's absolutely ridiculous. It gives you a really badass feeling when you do it. Aiming is snappy, the guns feel good, the character models are nice and distinct. Now, the game doesn't have a regenerating health system. It does have health packs, sort of. This is something that I had a major concern about, is that there are health recharge stations, and they're in known spots on the map. So it's really easy for an enemy to potentially camp those spots, and it kind of made me feel like, why am I running all the way back to this health point when I could just die and respawn with full health probably as quick? Something I'd like to see them address. Maybe have some health packs or something in a later version of the game. Now, this is an alpha, so of course it's all subject to change, but that was kind of a personal thing that felt a little off to me. Another thing that maybe felt a little off was some of the ultimates. One of the characters can rise up into the air and then just crash down kind of wherever they want to, and that's an insta-kill. It's kind of ridiculous. It probably could use some balancing. Like I said, it's an alpha, but I really felt like, in the context of some of the other stuff that was going on where it was very skill-based, that ultimate very much felt out of place to me. You would kind of be in the middle of a team fight chasing somebody and come around a corner and just suddenly, bam, you're dead. Now, I did mention the word team fight, and I will actually say that it's a lot of quick one-on-one engagements in my experience. Very much arena shooter, very much like the old Unreal Tournament. And if you happen to come upon a large fight, you're usually going to come in and clean everybody up. It's a lot of one-on-one duels, a lot of bunny hopping, a lot of using your movement tech. And it feels good. I really enjoyed some of the combos, like using the grappling hook with the assassin to grapple straight into somebody's face and kill them, or to jump at somebody with the heavy and then unleash my force lightning, basically, which is their ultimate, or just jump at somebody and smash them in the face with a rocket, because, well, they're going to die and you probably aren't, unless they're the other heavy. It also seemed like both characters, or all characters, had a female and male model. There are two factions that are fighting each other, and the character voices and things are a little different for each one of them. The abilities, obviously, going to stay the same, but they all have their own distinct personality, which is a nice touch. It kind of makes you connect with the character you're going to play. Not really too much. It is a shooter, but it does give you a little bit of attachment to certain characters. I found myself really enjoying playing the assassin because I liked her comments. One other thing I really liked was the
Death is my trade.
I cannot remember the name of the class right now, but your character that has a machine gun and a rocket pack, they have a ability that can charge up and will put a rocket pack, like a little rocket turret on the screen up in the upper left, and you can use that to target multiple enemies. Now, while that was neat and a really cool interactive touch that kind of made you feel immersed in the game, the weapon model was huge, and that goes for every weapon in this game. The models are absolutely freaking ridiculous. They're too big, they need to be scaled down, or give me an option to scale the damn things down. They're irritating. I appreciate having a chain gun strapped to my arm. I don't appreciate said chain gun taking up the entire right side of the screen. Same with the Assassin's Blades. And probably the most egregious example would be the Heavy. That rocket launcher is too damn big. You can't see around the freaking thing. So, possibly a complaint there. I guess, all in all, for an alpha, I enjoyed Lawbreakers. There are some things that I'm not really sure about. It can be a little hard to fight off an assassin sometimes if she gets right behind you, and she's going to carve you up and you're going to die. Likewise, it could be a little difficult to take the Heavy down sometimes. Rocket launcher, splash damage, just does so much work. But there's a lot of time to balance the game, and overall, I really like the low gravity, no gravity sections and the movement tech that's been incorporated into it. Just simply put, moving around in the game feels good. Getting from point to point feels good. It feels satisfying. Especially when you duel somebody in one of those areas and you come out ahead. It feels great. Using your grappling hook to grapple into somebody and slice them up, or immediately switch into your shotgun and just devastating them from point blank range. It feels great. Nullifying somebody's ability to use their abilities and then just wrecking them with a chain gun or machine gun, it feels great. So, I like all the classes. Vanguard, Titan, Enforcer. They're fun. They really are fun. They're all unique. They have their own play styles, and I think that's a good balance to strike. The market's getting oversaturated with the hero shooter genre, and well, I wouldn't necessarily call this a straight hero shooter because it does have a ton of that fast-paced arena shooter DNA in it. There are definitely, as I said, the abilities and the ultimates, but it's still, nonetheless, a very fun game, and I look forward to playing more of it. You guys should probably check it out. There should be some more alphas and maybe even some betas. It's an interesting game, and I do hope that my opinion on it, gets borne out, because I do enjoy it. I like being able to fly around. I like being able to do the crazy stuff. Anyways, guys, sorry it took so long to get this video out. Like I said in the beginning, I couldn't quite clarify my thoughts on this. I needed to play some other games in the genre and have some time to think about it before I could really put together something that I thought was meaningful, cogent, coherent. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I just needed some time to get this one together, and I'm glad I took it. So thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, and if you really want to help, you can hit my Patreon. The link is going to pop up in just a second on your screen or in the description below. My name is Dimebot. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Like what you saw? Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, or click on one of these other videos.